What if I told you that you could build serious wealth while working a regular 9 to 5 job without grinding endlessly or taking big risks? The trick is not about working harder, it's about making smart money decisions that can help you potentially retire earlier than the traditional retirement age of 67. So in this video, I will show you how to build wealth the lazy way, using your salary to your advantage, and how you can reach financial independence without giving up your free time. First things first, can you actually get rich on a normal salary? Yes, but the key is knowing what to do with your money. In the UK, the median salary is around £30,000 a year. This is according to the latest data and information on UK salaries and earnings in the workplace, published by the ONS. If you're making more, great. You have more room to save and invest. If you're making less, don't worry, because the principles in this video will still apply. Now, the biggest mistake people make is relying only on their salary to build wealth. Your job is your starting point, but if you only depend on your paycheck, you will always be stuck in the cycle of earning and spending. The real key is turning your salary into an asset that works for you. So let's talk about how to actually do this the lazy way. The easiest, laziest way to start building wealth is to take advantage of free money. And the best place to find it, your employer. The good news is, whether you realize it or not, most of you are already investors, and your pension is one of the most powerful investing tools available. And that's because any money you will contribute will typically be matched by your employer. So your employer will literally give you free money through your workplace pension. Most employers match your contributions up to a certain percentage, usually between 3 to 5%. And in some cases, they even go above and beyond that. For example, if you earn £30,000 and contribute 5% of your salary, or £125 per month, your employer might match that with another £125. So instead of investing £125, you're actually investing £250 per month, instantly doubling your money. Plus, you get tax relief on pension contributions. If you contribute £100, you only actually pay £80 as a basic rate taxpayer, because the government adds the extra £20 back in. That's an instant 100% return on your investment, even before we factor in tax relief or market growth. As an example, here is what £250 invested per month would look like over time. Assuming a modest 6% annual return, you would have £116,337 after 20 years, £252,634 after 30 years, and £500,612 after 40 years. This is literally the easiest way to get rich with minimal effort. You contribute, your employer adds free money, and it all compounds over time. If you're not taking advantage of this, you're literally leaving money on the table. Now, while your pension is great, you won't be able to access that money until you're at least 55. And that age is due to rise to 57 from 2028. And also, only 25% of your pension pot is tax-free. The rest is taxable, just like your income when you have a job. So what if you want financial freedom and independence earlier? And on top of that, what if you don't want to pay any tax on your wealth? Well, this is where a stocks and shares ISA comes in. With this type of account, you can invest up to £20,000 per year completely tax-free. And unlike pensions, you can withdraw your money whenever you want. A great way to invest through your ISA is by choosing a global equity index fund, which spreads your investments across the world's biggest companies. Think about it. Instead of putting all your money into a few stocks or even a single market, your money is invested across thousands of stocks in all the major markets in the world. This is the laziest and simplest way for anyone to get started with investing with zero knowledge. Historically, global equity index funds have delivered an average return of 8 to 10% per year, making them a strong choice for long-term growth. For example, if you invest £300 per month into a global equity index fund, and you average an 8% return per year, you would have £178,184 after 20 years, £450,388 after 30 years, and £1,054,584 after 40 years. That's just from investing £300 per month. If you increase that amount each year in line with inflation, you would make even more money. Now add this to the wealth built through your workplace pension, and here is how things would look. After 20 years, your combined pension and ISA pot would be worth £294,521. After 30 years, the total would be over £700,000. For most people, this is more than enough to retire comfortably and achieve financial independence. After 40 years, the combined value would be around £1.5 million. Imagine how much faster you could accumulate wealth by investing more than £300 each month. Now, keep in mind when you're investing, the market won't always go up. Sometimes it can drop 10, 20, or even 30%. So what does the lazy investor do? They ignore the short-term volatility, stay disciplined, and continue investing through the ups and downs. Why? Because we know from history that over the long term, the market recovers and keeps climbing higher. But that's not all. If you can afford to, you can supercharge your wealth building process by opening a stocks and shares lifetime ISA. With this type of account, you can invest in things like individual stocks, index funds and ETFs, and so on, just like a regular stocks and shares ISA. However, this type of account allows you to invest a maximum of £4,000 per year. But the beauty is that the government adds a 25% bonus to your contributions, up to £1,000. The main downside to the lifetime ISA is that you can only open one if you're aged between 18 and 39, but you can keep contributing and getting the bonus until you turn 50. So if you're 30, for example, that gives you 20 years to put money in. Once you turn 50, you can't contribute or get the 25% bonus anymore, but your account will stay open and your money will still earn interest or returns from investments. If you need to take money out before 60, you will face a 25% withdrawal charge. But once you hit 60, you can take out as much as you want, tax-free. As an example, let's say you use the stocks and shares lifetime ISA and invest £150 per month into a global equity index fund, earning an average return of 8% per year, just like we discussed earlier. Here is how your portfolio will look if you start at 30 and invest for 20 years. First off, your £150 investment is topped up by 25% from the government, giving you an adjusted monthly contribution of £187.50. Over 20 years, this would grow to over £110,000. Now, when you add this to the other two pots, the workplace pension and the stocks and shares ISA, after 20 years, your combined portfolio would be worth a total of £814,387. Of course, in reality, you might not start contributing to all three accounts at the same time, and you won't have immediate access to all the funds, given the withdrawal restrictions on both the pension and the lifetime ISA. But the point is clear: with just a 9-to-5 salary and a little discipline, you can set yourself up for some serious wealth over time. But what's the real secret to lazy investing? Keep it simple and keep those fees low. The difference between a 1% fee and a 0.2% fee might not seem like much at first, but over 30 plus years, that small difference can cost you thousands of pounds. It really adds up. That's why most lazy investors stick to index funds or ETFs. They have super low fees and consistently perform well over time. Instead of stressing about timing the market or making frequent trades, just set up a direct debit and let compounding do the heavy work for you. At the end of the day, investing isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about getting rich over time, with minimal effort. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the key is to increase your investment contributions over time. The more you can invest, the faster your wealth will grow. So, how do you boost your contributions? Well, as you'd expect, it comes down to earning more money. Here is why. Saving 10% of £30,000 is very different from saving 10% of £50,000. The more you earn, the more you can put into your investments. Here are two ways you can boost your income without burning out. First, negotiate your salary. Many people don't ask for raises, but even a £5,000 increase can make a big difference in how quickly you build wealth. And second, switch jobs strategically. Staying in the same job for years without a raise can hold you back, but changing jobs can lead to a bigger salary. You don't need to do both, but even focusing on just one can really speed up your progress. Now, once you've built up your investments, how do you actually live off them without running out? Well, you'll need to know how to withdraw money efficiently. The 4% rule is a good place to start. This means you can withdraw 4% of your total investment each year to live on, and your pot should theoretically last for 30 years. Let's say you have £500,000 in your pension and ISAs combined. With the 4% rule, you can withdraw £20,000 a year without running out of money. Now, it's all about finding the right balance. Yes, you want to invest and save for the future, but don't forget to enjoy the present too. Life is about more than just building wealth. It's about living and making memories along the way. Things won't always go exactly as planned. Life happens, unexpected expenses, career changes, and shifts in priorities are all part of the journey. So don't sacrifice everything for the future. Instead, find a balance that lets you build wealth while still enjoying life as it happens. And while you're at it, check out this video next to find out what salary puts you in the top 10% in the UK, and see how you compare based on your age, location, and more. See you there.